Welcome, everyone, to today's live roundtable event. I'm Brad Rutledge, and I'll be moderating today's discussion. Recently, at the Blueprint 40 event, Oracle announced it will no longer be investing in AI features for PeopleSoft and deprecating its PICASO product. So the question is, what does this mean for you? Before we get started, I wanted to do a little bit of housekeeping. Everyone will receive a link to today's recording of this webinar, so you can watch it again at your convenience. Also, if you know people that could benefit from this content, please share it. Wanted to quickly also note that Gideon Taylor has monthly Lunch and Learn series and other webinars that we put together where we really try to talk about industry best practices and provide good, useful educational content to our industry. Oftentimes we're featuring our customers as well as our products and service offerings like GTE Forms, our free AI offering, the eForms Assistant, as well as our more advanced and comprehensive IDA AI solution, as well as some of our services like PeopleSoft staffing, augmentation, and our managed services for those who might be looking to make a move to the cloud, need some help with their PeopleSoft management, or even for bigger projects if you're looking to migrate to a new platform like Oracle or others. We do host these educational webinars often, and I'll touch on this a little bit, but you can just go to gideontaylor.com/events to get an update on that. So please check those out. Finally, if you have questions, please pose those in the chat or in the Q&A, and we'll do our best to respond live during the event, but we will respond to every question. We do have a designated section at the end of today's webinar for live Q&A. So today's event is designed to be short, hard-hitting, 30 minutes, roundtable-like discussion where we'll discuss this breaking news and review your AI options for PeopleSoft moving forward. Due to the tight time frame, we're going to just really breeze through the introductions and get to the discussion. So let's get to it. Our expert panel includes Paul Taylor, Gideon Taylor CEO. He's a recognized expert in process automation for PeopleSoft and Oracle systems. Paul, of course, thanks for being here.
Glad to be here.
And we also have Andrew Bediz. Did I say that right? Bediz?
Bediz, yes.
Oh, Bediz. I knew it. I knew I was going to get that wrong. I always refer to him as Andrew, and I realized before today's event that I was like, I don't know how to pronounce his name. So
it rhymes with a sneeze.
Yeah. Oh, why didn't you say that before? I wish.
Success rate on my name is around 13%.
Okay, I was kind of close. I don't get close points. Anyway, Andrew is managing director for AI for Gideon Taylor and is the foremost authority on AI within the PeopleSoft and Oracle ecosystems. So forgive me, I didn't throw up Andrew's slide, but both of you, thanks for being here today. We want to really just kind of get started because of the tight time frame. We want to make this really valuable for people. So let's set the stage. Let's start with you. Well, let's just start. I'm going to throw out the question. What was announced, and provide us a little bit of background and context as to what this means for people that are interested in AI and PeopleSoft. Sure.
Well, I'll start out. So at Blueprint, 2 weeks, I think we're about 2 weeks ago, the Oracle team, led by Paco, announced some changes to their AI strategy for PeopleSoft that included deprecating PICASO. So PICASO was Oracle's delivered conversational AI for PeopleSoft, and it was built on ODA, on their Oracle Digital Assistant platform, and it had a number of delivered skills, not very many, about 7 delivered skills, and then there was the ability to build additional skills, a very technical task to build additional skills for it, but that could be done. They announced that PICASO is being deprecated. They're not going to invest in it anymore. And they also really announced that they're kind of drawing the line and saying they're not going to deliver Gen AI. Just lost my light. They're not going to deliver Gen AI for PeopleSoft. And that's a basically saying, you know what, we want people, if they want Gen AI, go to Oracle Fusion, and that's at least if they want delivered Gen AI. What they did say is, if you want Gen AI for PeopleSoft, this is either a partner opportunity or a do-it-yourself opportunity. And what they did say is that they will be publishing a red paper that will say, that will give direction on at least one way that you can code your own integrations with Gen AI inside of PeopleSoft. So that's what was announced.
Paul,
yep, go ahead.
I have a question, and this is just maybe just terminology thing. I've heard of white papers, but do you know what the difference is on a red paper? Sorry to put you on the spot with that.
Basically a red paper is more raw and more technical than a white paper.
Okay.
So yeah, it's a.
I thought that's just what
document.
Oracle called them because they liked red, Paul.
No, it's actually an industry term.
Oh, okay, got it.
I'm glad I asked. I'm not, there's no dumb questions. There's someone else that had the same question, I'm sure. But I kind of cut you off there, Paul. Did you have anything else in terms of like just perspective, kind of helping frame like what's happening here? You
know what? I think I'll let Andrew frame, take the first stab at framing what that means to the industry.
And sure. part of that question, Andrew, before I hand it off, is why do they do this?
Well, yeah, it's a good question. I think people are asking themselves that, but maybe, to take away a little of the sensationalism of the headline here, they did not invest that deeply in AI for PeopleSoft. It's not like they're yanking truckloads of functionality that customers are now left scratching their head. There was really just a dabbling in AI, and it was meant for customers to expand. So this is not as big of a move as it may appear at first glance. And I think, why did they do this? We can only be left to speculate. We weren't in that room, right? But from my vantage point, I think AI is moving fast, very, very fast, right? PICASO, for example, is already using kind of a technology pattern that has, we would consider it somewhat outdated at this point. And, when their people tools release cycle is annually, how do you keep up with AI and be relevant, right? To do AI well is hard. To do it POC is easy. To do it well at scale and production is hard. Keeping up with AI month after month, quarter after quarter is even harder. It's why our own AI product, we have to do quarterly releases. If you're waiting a year to release, it's just going to be very, very difficult. And they probably viewed the effort to keep up with that pace to be duplicative with the effort they're putting into Fusion. And so my speculation is why do it twice, right? And they also likely realized, as we see in this industry, that ultimately AI is best done when it's personalized to the client. If you use out-of-the-box AI deployments, it just doesn't work as well. And so maybe they realize that, and they say, this is better for customers and partners to use the Oracle tools to really have more of a fit as well as a glove approach.
Right. I think that part of that as well has got to come back to half measures don't work.
Yeah.
PICASO, one of the reasons this isn't a huge blow to the industry is that PICASO was never well accepted. It was I think only adopted by just a very small fraction of PeopleSoft customers, because it only did 7 things. And so, when someone sees a chat bubble, they're going to, as Andrew loves to say, they're going to ask it everything. And if the answer is, well, I can do these 7 things for you, it's not going to be terribly useful. You need a broader impact than that.
There was a quick question in the chat. Is ODA also being deprecated? Do you guys have a status on that?
That's a great question.
That is a good question.
Yeah, the answer is no. ODA is not being deprecated. ODA is currently the underlying technology for conversational AI in Fusion as well. So yeah, ODA is still there, and PICASO was just a layer built on top of it. So if you have built your own ODA bots, those still work, and they'll continue to be supported. And yeah, I mean, we use ODA ourselves and will continue to do so. It's still a great platform for conversational AI.
I mean, if you're looking for a little bit of comfort there, you may have heard, Oracle purchased Cerner for the electronic health records space. They're actually using the ODA platform and the ODA team to do what's called a clinical digital assistant. That Oracle's making a large investment in healthcare. Of course, with the demographics of our society and the trends, this is an important space for Oracle. And so they are investing heavily in that type of technology with a focus in the healthcare industry right now. But the idea is that advancements on that clinical side are going to make their way back to everybody in ODA. So they are investing a lot in that space. You might not be seeing it on the general availability ODA today, but that progress is forked and coming back is what we've learned. So
I'm going to keep us moving along a little bit so we can keep this at 30 minutes.
Yeah.
But I think you started answering this question, but maybe we can dive a little bit deeper. Can I still use AI with PeopleSoft, and what are my options here?
Sure. Yeah. So the easy answer is yes, of course. You can use AI with PeopleSoft. Really, in fact, you can back up. You might even say, well, should I? And the answer is there value in using AI in your enterprise application? And one way to look at this is Oracle wouldn't make the decision they made of saying we're going to use this carrot of Gen AI, go to Fusion to get Gen AI if it wasn't valuable. So if there's value in using it and you're on PeopleSoft for any amount of time, you want to use it. You want to use this technology on the system that you're getting your work done in. I'm sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just going to say, wanted to look at, some of the do-it-yourself stuff as it relates to this. Maybe dive in a little bit deeper. Andrew, do you have some thoughts on what that might look like?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, all the AI tools that you would need are available for you to do this yourself if you choose. If you've got the team and expertise and discipline to do it, all available in the Oracle Cloud. So the great advantage is that if you've, for example, moved PeopleSoft to Oracle Cloud, you have the ability to tap into AI tools and models in the same data center. So you're not connecting some third-party software in some other data center that you don't control and you don't understand how data goes back and forth. So that's a great advantage, and you can tap into that. And in fact, today we've learned that Oracle has announced new models available in the Oracle Cloud, including Grok and now GPT. So that's amazing. There's papers on AI agents and generative and ODA, vision services, translation services, all sorts of stuff. And you can procure them and activate them in your Oracle Cloud tenancy. The key to being successful here is, I know that it's very common to hear, oh, with AI, just get started, do a small little use case. But in our experience, what works well are the clients that we have that have really leaned in, that have said, you know what, we're committed to this. It's a journey, not a project. We're going to hire well to support this. We're going to be nimble. We're going to be ready to pivot on a monthly basis. And we're really going to invest in the journey. And the clients we have that have done that and have committed to that are getting great results. We do have other clients who sort of like, okay, let's implement AI, spend 3 months, launch it, and then stop thinking about it. Those clients aren't doing as well. So yeah, that is important.
So you guys have talked about there's do-it-yourself and then there's partner. Paul, do you want to talk about what that looks like if you work with a partner?
Yeah, well, I think, building on what Andrew said, you do, either way, a commitment's necessary. In order to really get the benefit out of AI, you really just need to decide. I mentioned, back in the 80s, when people first decided, okay, big organizations decided we need computers on every desk, and they bought these computers and put them on every desk, and they put it on their balance sheet as a one-time expense because now everyone's got a computer. And then 3 years later, they realized, oh, it's not a one-time expense. We gotta do it again. All those 286s are old news now. And it takes a while to adjust to the idea that this is how we're going to do business from now on. And AI is how we're going to do business from now on. So whether you're doing it yourself or whether you're working with a vendor, I think that commitment still needs to be the same. So really your options are, when we're talking about AI for PeopleSoft, if you're going to work with a vendor partner to say, okay, help us do this, and really that's the alternative is, well, I'm going to hire a team of data scientists and conversational linguists and AI engineers to run my internal AI practice. If you're going with a vendor, really your choices are, well, should we pick a vendor for who's PeopleSoft centric, or who's PeopleSoft conversant, or who's in the Oracle landscape? And we're going to argue, of course, that that's a good idea since that's where we are. But that you can look and say, that there are a lot, as Andrew already listed, there are a lot of Oracle assets or of AI assets in the Oracle ecosystem, and we would argue, yes, take a look at that. You can also start from a generic AI provider and say, okay, work your way back from general to specific and help us AI enable PeopleSoft. I think that's a longer journey, but yes, those are your options. Do it yourself with Oracle or non-Oracle tools. Work with a partner, either an Oracle or a non-Oracle partner. And I'm going to just put in a plug for door number 3.
Wink, wink.
Yeah.
Let's. I think that's a great transition to the next section. Is what are you guys seeing? What are some of Gideon Taylor's clients doing? What are you seeing in the marketplace? What's working? What's not?
Yeah. Well, I mean, obviously, from our perspective, we tend to be engaged with the most innovative, progressive clients. So, I'm not sure this is representative of the market as a whole, but at least with the ones we're working on the leading edge, we're seeing a couple different things. For years now, this concept of user support, whether this is employees and managers or applicants, or whether it's students and faculty, how do we support them best, right? They have day jobs. They don't want to log tickets. Nobody wants to log a ticket, right? And when you did a survey, do you want to log a ticket? You're going to get like 98%. No, I don't want to log a ticket. They want solutions. They want it 24/7. So having a bot that can answer questions, and in order to satisfy user needs, that's not just FAQs. That's sourcing policies and information, being role aware, enterprise data sourced, agents that can pull data from PeopleSoft, that can execute transactions in PeopleSoft. What is actually going to make the user's life easier, more efficient, let them do their day job? So that has been the most popular, far and away. We're now seeing some vertical deep dives. So for example, in higher education, using AI to do advising, understanding what courses are being offered and recommending what they should take based on what classes are open, what are available, what's scheduled, what have you taken in the past, right? We're seeing it for learning support. So maybe you're taking a training using ELM, or you're in higher ed and you have questions along the way. rather than emailing somebody, because you're taking this training online, right? There's nobody to really talk to. Who do you ask questions of? Well, the AI can do that. We're seeing it more vertically in complicated processes like onboarding, right? I got to go through 20 steps. I need support along the way. I need a guide. And so we're seeing AI there. And then finally, we're just now starting to see more of a push towards conversational AI application support. So what I mean by that is, as I'm working with a PeopleSoft page or I'm filling out a form, being able to answer user questions to complete that transaction. And so those are probably the three most common areas that we're seeing clients work in today. And some of them are getting incredible results. We've seen clients that are doing 20,000 conversational AI engagements a month. Right. If you do the math on that, Gartner says supporting users, starting price is $19 of cost to support somebody logging a ticket and servicing them. So if you just do the math there on 20,000 engagements a month times $19, people are getting real ROI, and it's making a difference. Yeah.
We probably should throw in here somewhere for our clients, especially our AI clients. PeopleSoft's announcement has no impact on you. We're not using any of the deprecated technology to support our clients. And those of you who have held off because it looked like the path to AI for PeopleSoft included the high minimum that ODA requires, we do have an exclusive arrangement with Oracle where we can get around that minimum and get conversational AI for PeopleSoft to you at a lot lower price point.
That's a great point. Are you guys okay if we move on to? We have some good questions in the Q&A, and
let's do it.
Let's go ahead and do that. Let's see here. So I just saw this question from a few minutes ago. Oracle announced in the last week or two that they are partnering with, I think that's IBM, on a Watson version to put in the HCM pillar of PeopleSoft. Wondering if any impact on the IBM announcement in light of this. Pull the AI plug announcement. Thoughts? Are you guys aware of that and how that might relate? I hadn't heard that.
No, I haven't heard that either, because I know that the Fusion team is investing heavily on AI features and skills. So maybe that's just a play for existing IBM Watson customers. But at the end of the day, I mean, my opinion on this is right now, generative large language models, it's very much like the browser. We know they're incredibly helpful and they're going to stand the test of time and they're going to make a huge impact on society. But what we don't know is who the winner is going to be in a year, 3 years, 5 years. Just like Mosaic and Netscape were at the top of the hill and now they're not. I think the same can be said for models. So it's important in any AI strategy, you do not become overly reliant on a particular model. Right? You have to have a methodology that models can be plugged in and out as popularity changes. So that would be my advice.
Well, and it reminds me of a point Paul made earlier around your options, right? You could do it yourself. You could go with the generic AI sort of solution, or you can go with a solution that really understands the PeopleSoft and the Oracle environments and ecosystems. And that kind of thing. And there seems to be, reasons that you might want to go with each, advantages and that kind of thing. And
I'll throw in, I just pulled up that that press release. I don't see anything PeopleSoft specific there. What I do see is taking a multi-agent support to Fusion applications. So this announcement was specific to extending the ecosystem for Oracle Fusion apps. I don't know if the red paper will end up detailing ways to tie into the IBM offering. I would think probably not. But yeah, haven't seen anything
Well,
PeopleSoft specific for that.
Paul, I do have a final thought here on this. I think what we're seeing, the direction this is going, is that every software application has AI in it, right? This concept that organizations need to go get AI approved by some central governing body. Well, every single software is going to embed it. And you might not even know it. You're just going to do an upgrade and it's going to have AI in it.
Yeah.
And so what ultimately needs to happen in the future is these bots need to be aware of each other and hand off accordingly. I mean, it's just like human beings. There's an expert in compensation, there's an expert in benefits, there's an expert in health and wellness in the HR domain, for example. And
Right.
when you come to me and I'm not the expert, that's fine, but I know who the expert is and I can get you there. And I think that will become a popular path here. So maybe in the context of Watson just needs to know what the Fusion bots do so it can hand off accordingly. So to that end, you need to have a verticalized PeopleSoft AI strategy, right? If you rely on a non-PeopleSoft AI to understand PeopleSoft natively, that's like a web browser app versus a native app. And native apps always work better.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's the path I see this going.
I think I heard you say, Andrew, I know the solution, or I know a guy.
Yeah, right. But you can answer, right? I'm not going to give you the shrug.
I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it. Well, if you're going somewhere generic, it's like, this is what you get, right? And try to make that work, and that can be a solution. This seems like a really interesting question. How does this fit with Oracle 23 AI database technology? Will it just not fit into PeopleSoft technology and architecture?
No, not at all. So just to review, Oracle 23 AI, what they are doing is they're allowing the ability to what's called vectorize data in the database. What does that mean? That means taking data and translating it into a language AI understands quite well, right? So why is that helpful? Well, imagine you have an executive who wants to ask go into conversational AI and say something like, hey, how many job postings have we had each month for the last 6 months? What's the fill rate and what's the trend, right? Well, in order for AI to answer that question, it has to understand your data. So the biggest concern right now with that methodology is that people are taking data out of the database, they're vectorizing it, and they're storing it somewhere else, which presents security concerns, right? So what Oracle 23 AI does is it allows you to keep your data where it is and still have that vectorized form of it. So it will only open more doors with how you can converse with PeopleSoft data and AI without having to plug in a third-party database of sorts. It will give you options for more use cases. So it's a good thing. I know People Tools isn't technically saying they're supporting Oracle 23 AI, but I've been told it will happen. So take it.
Because you know a guy.
Yeah, I know.
Well, and just to, again, though, having 23 AI gives you the technology to make the data AI friendly. It doesn't give you the AI.
Oh, yeah, right. 100% true. Yes.
Oh, that's interesting.
And oftentimes when you're asking a question, the answer isn't exclusively in PeopleSoft. The answer is, I've got a policy over here, I've got a data warehouse over there, and I've got PeopleSoft over here. And I need a little bit of all of those things in order to answer the question well.
Yeah.
Right. It's like we don't teach students off one book.
Yeah.
When a student takes a class, there's multiple books they read. Same situation.
True. We have another question here. Numerous clients are on-prem and have no plans to move to cloud. What are the benefits for on-prem customers if Gen AI is used for Fusion only?
Well, I'll just throw in Gen AI is only delivered for Fusion only. It's available through either DIY or partners like us for on-prem PeopleSoft. So if you want to do Gen AI for on-prem PeopleSoft, I'll just say talk to us.
Well, in fact, I know we're running short on time here, but what we should do, Brad, is we have the attendee list. We're going to send out a few videos that will show AI being used inside PeopleSoft that can be used for on-prem customers today, and we'll give you a visual of what's possible. And we'll do a follow-up email, and we'll send those out.
Cool. I like that. We are running short on time, and we wanted to make this down and dirty. So I wanted to highlight, if you like this content, as I mentioned at the beginning, please, share this. You're going to get the link to this, and you're going to get some videos that Andrew just promised. We'll send those out soon thereafter. But I did want to remind people that we do a lot of good content here at Gideon Taylor. So there's a monthly Lunch and Learn series that we put together. You can just go to gideontaylor.com/events. You can see this is the event that you're attending here today. The top, we do have an event on Thursday that's specific guest users or people too, right? And we have a whole series of events that we're doing. And you can also go back and look at our recorded events. So I'd encourage people, if you're interested in the kind of content that we're talking about, we do talk about our products and services, but we also talk about just big things in the industry that are helpful. I'd encourage people to go and do that. And then finally, I wanted to say, you can check out our blog, and here's some contact information for Paul and Andrew, our experts on today's panel. With that, I wanted to just ask Paul and Andrew, do you guys have any ending thoughts on today's discussion? I know it was pretty quick, but is there anything you want to leave our audience with?
Go ahead, Andrew.
I would just say there are tons of options out there. This announcement doesn't really change anything, I don't believe. I think even if you chose to implement some of the vanilla PeopleSoft AI features they were delivering, you would have eventually decided you needed to put something into it to expand it to really meet your needs. So effectively, this has no impact on you. That's kind of what I said. I wouldn't be worried about it. And I think the future is bright.
Yeah, I think that's great. And just if anybody's been waiting to know, well, what's the direction? What direction should I follow if I want to be, Oracle centric and follow Oracle's plan for AI for PeopleSoft? Well, now you know what it is. It's use the broader Oracle ecosystem, the broader PeopleSoft ecosystem. That's really Oracle's plan. Is there are a number of high quality vendors who have solutions in this space. Look to them, or decide that you're going to be your own shop and build it. Of course, they'll want you to lean toward Oracle tools, and I think in general that's a good idea. Like Andrew said, there's a lot of AI content, and Oracle is really uniquely positioned to provide AI solutions as a broader ecosystem. So yeah, this is the way ahead is clear now for how to use AI in PeopleSoft.
Excellent. Well, with that, we did run a few minutes over. I want to thank everyone who attended today, and our esteemed, knowledgeable guests, Paul and Andrew. Thanks for being here. Please follow us and watch for more content. And again, watch for that email in your inbox with some of those demos that Andrew promised, as well as a link to the recording today. Thanks, guys. We'll see you next time.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Thanks, Brad.